Yamunachiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunachiravanachari Yamunachiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavalabha Girivaradhari Gopi Janavalabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjanam Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjanam Yamunachiravanachari Yamunachiravanachari Jai Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivraja Acharya Shtotra Shata A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya So to continue read Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 3, Chapter 7, text number 10. Yad Arthenam vinam amushyam pumsaha atma viparyayah pratiyate upadrashtuhu svashiraha chedanam adikaham yat arthina vinamushya pumsa atma viparyayah pratiyata upadrashtu svashiraschedanaadikaha yat arthina vinamushya pumsa atma viparyayah pratiyata upadrashtu svashiraschedanaadikaha yat arthina vinamushya pumsa atma viparyayah pratiyata upadrashtu svashiraschedanaadikaha svashiraschedanaadikaha yadarthina vinamushya pumsa atma viparyayah pratiyata upadrashtu svashiraschedanaadikaha yadarthina vinamushya pumsa atma viparyayah pratiyata upadrashtu Ladies, yadarthina vinamushya pumsa atma viparyayah pratiyata upadrashtu svashiraschedanaadikaha yadarthina vinamushya pumsa atma viparyayah pratiyata upadrashtu svashiraschedanaadikaha yat thus arthinam a purpose of meaning, vinam without, amushya of such a one, pumsaha of the living entity, atma viparyayah upset about self-identification, pratiyate so appear, upadrashtuhu of the superficial onlooker, svashiraham on head, chedana adikaham cutting off. Translation and purport. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The living entity is in distress regarding his self-identity. He has no factual background, like a man who dreams that he sees his head cut off. A teacher in school once threatened his pupil that he would cut off the pupil's head and hang it on the wall so that the child could see how his head had been cut off. The child became frightened and stopped his mischief. Similarly, the miseries of the pure soul and the disruption of his self-identification are managed by the external energy of the Lord, which controls those mischievous living entities who want to go against the will of the Lord. Actually, there is no bondage or misery for the living entity, nor does he ever lose his pure knowledge and his pure consciousness when he thinks a little seriously about his position. He can understand that he is eternally subordinate to the mercy of the Supreme and that his attempt to become one with the Supreme Lord is false illusion. Life after life, the living entity falsely tries to lord it over material nature and become the lord of the material world, but there is no tangible result. At last, when frustrated, he gives up his material activities and tries to become one with the Lord and speculate with much jugglery of words, but without success. These activities are performed under the dictation of the illusory energy. The experience is compared to the experience of one's having his head cut off in a dream. The man whose head has been cut off also sees that his head has been cut off. If a person's head is severed, he loses his power to see. Therefore, if a man sees that his head has been cut off, it means that he thinks like that in hallucination. Similarly, living entity is eternally subordinate to the Supreme Lord, and he has this knowledge with him, but artificially he thinks that he is a God himself, and that although he is God, he has lost his knowledge due to Maya. This conception has no meaning, just as there is no meaning to seeing one's head being cut off. This is the process by which knowledge is covered, and because this artificial rebellious condition of the living entity gives him all troubles, it is to be understood that he should take to his normal life as a devotee of the Lord and be relieved from the misconception of being God. The so-called liberation of thinking oneself God is that last reaction of avidya, by which the living entity is entrapped. The conclusion is that the living entity deprived of eternal transcendental service to the Lord becomes illusioned in many ways. Even in his conditional life, he is the eternal servant of the Lord. His servitude under the spell of illusory Maya is also a manifestation of his eternal condition of service. Because he has rebelled against the service of the Lord, he is therefore put in the service of the Maya. He is still serving, but in a perverted manner. Then he wants to get out of service under material bondage. He next desires to become one with the Lord. This is another illusion. The best course, therefore, is surrender unto the Lord and thus get rid of the illusory Maya for good, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Daivihesha gunamai mama maya duratya mama eva ye prapadyante maya matam tarantite. Om Agyanatimirandasya Ginanjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militan Yanatasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Putaleshi Mati Bhakti Vikasha Swami Timine. Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Putaleshi Mati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Timine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschitya Shtarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nitya Ananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Yad Arthina Vinamushya Pumsa Atma Viparyaha Pratiyata Upadrashtu Svashiras Chedanadikaha. The living entity is in distress regarding his self-identity. He has no factual background, like a man who dreams that he sees his head cut off. So all living entities came here to gratify the senses, to be the Lord, to be the manager of this material energy. And everyone, the nature of our living entities, the nature of our nature is to serve. And it depends on us to whom we want to serve. If we want to serve to Krishna, we can perform the devotional service. But if you want to serve to your senses, you can serve to Maya. It means Maya can give us so many opportunities to serve. You can serve to your family, you can serve to your boss, you can serve to your government and a country. So many opportunities to serve Even you can serve to your to your dog. It means like a variety is there, but the point that you will be never satisfied. And you can see this in this particular commentary. Srila Prabhupada gave explanation that the people who doing this service, material service, and try to gratify senses, after many attempts, as they try to gratify the senses, and finally they understand it's not possible, and then they want to be one with God. Like Prabhupada, usually he gives the example of the jackal, who is jumping to take grape. It's not so common example because maybe jackals, some kind of jackals is there, but the jackal is jumping to try to catch, try to take this grape. Is like difficult to understand, but difficult to imagine. But you can understand that the person that try to gratify his senses, but finally he understands it's not possible to catch this grape, and he told, no, maybe this grape is sour. It's like almost like he's like convinced this is grape is sour, and he's finished his attempts to get this grape. And these people also who get this opportunity to gratify senses, after some time they can understand this is not possible to be happy in this material world, and then they want to be one with the God, to be merged in the God. Recently, maybe a few years ago, I read one experiment. Then the people, they have like rats, and they put the rats in some special like circumstances where these rats have everything. They have sufficient food, they have like a good temperature, and they have like a good accommodation. They have everything like the most, like the best the best condition for these rats. And these rats, in the beginning, they acting like normal rats, like they have some relationship, they have some friendship, they have some subordination, they have some system, they have some sex, like between the male and female. They like usually they have like some kids, red kids, some. And after some time, when they they have sufficient food, all these things, everything is okay. And after some time, they became lazy. And they now struggling to get this food, now struggling to survive, and they became lazy more and more. And then they became crazy. Like they start to became fat, and they don't have attention for opposite sex. And after some time, even they start to make this how it is when like men with men, like male with male, like how it's called this homosexual connection or something. This it means the society became crazy, because if you have everything, like if everything is sufficient, and you try to gratify your senses more and more, and you became literally crazy. And because of that, the people who came, the living entities who came here in this material world, they try to gratify their senses like any method, like so many, like they create so many things for sense gratification. And finally, they can come to the understanding everything is one, everything is good. Like in the US, it's like a more intensive. This you can see, because usually we're thinking Mayavadi is like a dry people who perform some austerity, do some sacrifices, like a penance, and they have so many restrictions. It's really like this, but you can see the Mayavadi is also who can tell you like, oh, everything is good, everything is one. You should accept everyone. Everyone is love. Everything is light. Everything is God. This is like so-called Mayavadis, like a neo-Mayavadis or some. They even don't want to follow some prescribed duties, but the meaning this like this, like everything is one, everything is good, and this is people like these like Western countries. This is like most prominent. You can see even like during book distribution, you go for books, and the people is like smiling to you like artificially. Even they don't know like, but this is they have like some mask. They put a mask. They artificially have the smile, and after 1 second they don't have the smile. It's like they try to be polite. They try to be like good. They try to be show themselves like all accepted, like they can accept everything is good, even they don't have like some discrimination. But if you will see the people is inside, they disagree, because some discrimination is there. You cannot avoid this. Everything is artificial. This is also Mayavada. And the people, they thinking that because of this activity, like material activity, they will be happy. Some of them, they thinking like I will be successful in my job or something like my activity, and they try to make his life comfortable in this material world. Even devotees, sometimes they try to make this comfortable life, to have some money for his life, and sometimes do some seven temple. But point that it's not possible to be happy if you have some connection with material world. Of course, we can engage everything in our devotional service and it became spiritual. But point is, it's like it's very difficult if you're working with people who is completely atheistic and they have so many misconceptions, and it's difficult to maintain your consciousness in a proper manner. And because of this, you became polluted, you became contaminated because of association with these people. And because of this contamination, you cannot recognize the Krishna. And because of this contamination, you cannot understand the value of satsanga. Because this is satsanga, you cannot understand what is the purpose of our living, like our existence. Because we read in the scriptures like many times that if you have association with sahajaya, if you have association with atheistic people, if you have association with Mayavadi, it's very dangerous. It's very dangerous because you can somehow or other, but you can accept this is false identification. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, they have like some case when Nityananda Prabhu was invited some place. I know one Brahmana invited him to take a prasadam, and Nityananda Prabhu told he understand this is sahaja, and he told that I cannot take food with you even because it's like I cannot like receive some kind of portion of your consciousness. And in the commentary, Srila Prabhupada wrote, we should be very careful with whom we can take a prasadam even. It's amazing. Even we can understand who is the cooked prasadam is also very important. Who is offered prasadam is also very important. Even with whom we can take the prasadam is also important. And even we heard also many examples when we can hear Srimad Bhagavatam from the source, like a not bona fide source, for example, like Mayavadi source or like Sahaja source, on a person who is completely atheistic. Yes, he can speak right things, but it's like a milk, whatever, touched by snake. It's almost like a milk. It tastes like milk, the color is like milk, everything looks like milk. But when you read this milk, you became not healthy, you became unhealthy, and you're suffering more and more because the effect is opposite. And because of that, we should be also very elaborately to hear in right source. For example, sometimes we like to see some videos, we read some books, whatever is we have sometimes doubts. It is bona fide or is not bona fide? We don't know exactly, because maybe we don't have information about this. Because of that, the general rule, we should read the Prabhupada books. Prabhupada books first, and then Guru Maharaj books. And then, of course, we should read like so many books like about Srila Prabhupada, our acharyas. But in the beginning, better to read whatever Srila Prabhupada wrote for us, and of course our Guru Maharaj, the books, whatever he gave us mercifully. Like remember in Salem, our good brother also, he read many books, but he did not finish the Bhagavatam. And he wanted to start to read about Srila Prabhupada conversations, like, because they have like printed all this conversation already, transcription is there. And he came to Gokul Chandra Prabhu and he told Gokul Chandra Prabhu, I want to read this conversation like given by Srila Prabhupada. And he told, okay, you can read, but when you read Srimad Bhagavatam 3 times. When you finish 3 times, you can read. Of course, it's like maybe some personal instruction, maybe it's like but almost it's like this, because the point, we try to jump, we try to like go to this, say this, because of our mind is restless. We want this. Maybe Srila Prabhupada don't give us like this knowledge. Maybe Srila Prabhupada cannot explain these things. But actually, even Bhagavad Gita is enough. What to speak about Srimad Bhagavatam, what about speak Chaitanya Charitamrita and other Srila Prabhupada books. But our mind is restless, and we cannot control our mind because of that. So many disturbance in our society. If like in Mother and Masters, Guru Maharaj have this article about how to solve all the problem in our society, and he told us if you want to solve finish all the problem in our society, it is a very good solution. Everyone should start to read Srila Prabhupada books. This is like a perfect solution. If we will start to read Srila Prabhupada books, like very focusing to start to read the Srila Prabhupada books, it will solve all our problems. Like this, the problem, for example, even this, of course, very bright example, like about the Varnashama communities. Even materialistic people, they can understand this is whatever is going on in our society is completely crazy. Like recently we came this Alabama University, there's some Birmingham or Birmingham, I guess, yes. We came. It's like if you go to some striptease club, like if you go some nightclub, the people who is like studying in this university, usually, especially the young girls, they don't have any shy, any etiquette, nothing, because they're full of lust, extremely full, extremely they're not full. That is this is going out like anything. They cannot control even even they are like a gross behavior is less. And the people who can give their kids to these schools and universities and colleges, they're completely crazy. Like how you can give your child, how you can give your a son or daughter in this place, and if you know what is going on inside. Of course, maybe some parents don't know what is going on inside. But mostly people, they know what is going on. It means they know what they taking drugs, and they have a sex, they have abortion, they have all this kind of sense gratification, so-called sense gratification, in age 16, 17 years old. This is completely crazy. Even materialistic people can understand. This is very dangerous. But what to speak of devotees? They have these books. And you can read about this demonic civilization, and we can read about the Vedic culture. And if you have an intelligence, you can switch on your mind. You can switch on turn on your intelligence, and you can see, oh, the solution is there. The descriptions of problem is there, and solution also is here. It means I can take this knowledge and I can apply in my life practically, and my problem is well finished. It means this is like instruction, but even materialistic people can understand it, but devotees they cannot understand. Many they thinking, why we need this? Like we can live happily, chanting Hare Krishna, and the last how many years? 60, 70 years, well, 60 years, like how many years? Yes, 60 years, like ISKCON is organization exist, but still we don't have a gurukuls, we don't have a varnashrama communities, we don't have education, proper education, even we don't have even brahmachari ashrams. We have a few maybe, and they also a few people here, from few people here. It means this lack of knowledge. The people, they want to gratify their senses, and still they want to be, they have so much influence of Mayavada. Because even in India, you can see the very, very pious people, and they know who is the Krishna, they know Radha, they know the demigods, they like to do some service, they have some attraction. But why they want to do this? Because finally they want to be a god. It means they worship this as Pancha Upasana, they worship Shiva, they worship Durga, they worship Ganesh. What is the purpose? Some of them, of course, they want some benefit, but ultimately they want to be a god. This is amazing. When I distributed my first year in Tamil Nadu in Salem, I did trains. In trains, it means it's very intensive, because in every coach you have at least 100 people, and you have 12, or 14, or 16, sometimes 18 coaches, sometimes 20 coaches. It means you can approach something around 2,000 people in one train, and sometimes you can do this one way and then come back. Once you can cover all the train, and then you can come back. If train is going for 5 hours, it means enough time to take this to cover this train twice. It means almost you can see almost 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 people for these 5 hours, and almost the people, they can tell you you and me are same. I am the God, you are a God, but you forget about this. And very, 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 very rarely, when you can meet some person who can accept really God is supreme, I am not God. It's for you is a really surprise. It's a really surprise. You can tell, sometimes you can tell this Krishna is supreme personality of Godhead, and he spoke with Arjuna on the battle of Kurukshetra, and give her all this knowledge for us. Oh yes, I read this 7 times, 10 times, 15 times. I'm teaching Bhagavad Gita. I'm professor. But actually, ultimately, everything is same. And why? How? How you can came to this conclusion? How it came? Even some people, they're reading Prabhupada Bhagavad Gita, and I was also shocked. And some people, they even after reading Prabhupada books, but still they have this the influence of my Vada is a very, very powerful. And because of that, even when I first time met, after a few months, the person, he told, actually, really, the Krishna is supreme. We are servants of him, and we have devotion. I thought, how you how you understand this? This is so rare. I was really surprised. After so many months, I was surprised to meet one person who told, yes, Krishna is supreme, and I was ecstatic. I was very, very happy to see at least one person, because the influence of this Mayavada is very, very powerful, and the meaning of this, we want to be, again, this is coming from the sense gratification. We want to gratify our senses. We want to to be to enjoy. We don't want to serve to Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada told us, Mayavada is Ameyatma Prabhu told us, Last lecture he told this is like more dangerous even than atheistic people. Because atheistic people, they, for example, they not accept, for person like some people, they not accept the government. They told the government does not exist. But what you will think about these people? Just like they stupid, they like a kids, they like insane, they less intelligent. How you can deny the presence, the existence of government? Everyone can understand government exists. Everyone, like who have brain, who have intelligence, everyone can understand that the government is here. And if somebody deny and not believe or that the government is, you thinking this is crazy people, like they not intelligent. But if someone can tell you, yeah, yes, government is here, and actually we are friends of this government, we are like very close with him, but simultaneously they show themselves like a friends, like we are your friends, we are also spiritual, we also accept like Krishna is supreme, like we also accept that the soul is there and the karma is there, all the spiritual things we accept, but actually we are forget what we are Brahman. One day, like in one moment, some energy cover our consciousness because we are Brahman, and we became living entities for some time. But then, because of some circumstances, this is the energy, whatever covered before our consciousness, is disappeared, and now we became again Brahman. And we came here because Brahman don't have a form, and because of that we came here and we have a form. Very nice philosophy. But this is madness. This is madness because, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his Jaiva Dharma, in this book, he told, if the Maya is covered your consciousness, and after some time you became again Brahman, and another people still in Maya, and you can tell you, no, you don't know, but you also Brahman. But it means like we are Brahman, but some part of this Brahman is covered by this Maya, material energy, and you here, it means you are remove this cover, and you realize in Brahman, but somebody is Brahman, it means you are not one. Because if you remove this cover, it means no cover is here. It means you are one. Everyone should also be uncovered. Because now is no Maya. But somebody is still in Maya. But you are not Maya. And why you should preach to me? Because I am with you. What is the meaning? What is the meaning if you start to preach for me? It's like you're speaking with you simultaneously. It's like, what is the meaning of this? It means we have a difference. Oh, so many differences. Even this is potential, what is covered with you. But is only Brahmanas exist. From how it came, there's another energy, if only Brahman is there. How will this energy cover you and you became living entity? As again, difference. It means this is like so many misconceptions. But point is, the people, they want to gratify their senses. That's it. Like in India, the people who this is so-called Mayavadis, they told about the beauty of Radha Krishna and pastimes of Lord Shri Krishna. They spoke Krishna Katha, but and then they will tell you, we are same, you are God. Why? Because people like this. Who don't want to be a God? Who don't want to be a God? Everyone want to be a God. And if somebody can tell you, see, actually we are God, but you should do some practice, and you should pay some amount for me for darshan, and I give you some mantra, and I give you some books and or something like this. But you are God, definitely you are God. Very nice, huh? Very sweet philosophy. And these people, they only want to cheat another living entities and to be glorified, and this is a prestige position. But it's the same desire to gratify the senses. And I want to read something from Chaitanya Charitamrita, if it's possible. Can you put Madhya Lila, chapter 6, the text number 268? Because we have some also difference in how is it? The mukti, because we have like Sayuja mukti, Sarupya, Salokya, Sarshti, all this but the most dangerous, actually this is 4 is not dangerous, the 5th is dangerous. 4 is even for devotees is good, because they have like a devotional service when you have this kind of mukti. But Sayuja mukti is very dangerous, because in Sayuja mukti you don't have a relationship, because devotees, they cannot live without Krishna, they cannot live without rasa, they don't want to live without lila, they don't want to live without the Krishna and his associates. And for this they cannot imagine the separation from Lord Shri Krishna. And this in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Prabhupada gives some explanation. Of course many explanations there, but I want to speak about this only. A pure devotee does not like even to hear about Sayuja Mukti, which inspires him with fear and hatred. Indeed, the pure devotee would rather go to hell than merge in the effulgence of the Lord. And we can read a little bit commentary. Srila Bharavananda Saraswati has sung, Kaivalyam Narakayate. The impersonalist conception of becoming one with the effulgence of the Lord is exactly like hell. Therefore, of the 5 types of liberation, the first 4, Salokya, Samipya, Sarupya, and Sarshti, are not so undesirable, because they can be avenues of service to the Lord. Nonetheless, a pure devotee of Lord Krishna rejects even these types of liberation. He aspires only to serve Krishna birth after birth. He is not very interested in stopping the repetition of birth, for he simply desires to serve the Lord, even in hellish circumstances. Consequently, the pure devotee hates and fears Sayuja Mukti, merging into the effulgence of the Lord. This merging is due to an offense committed against the transcendental loving service of the Lord, and therefore is not at all desirable for a pure devotee. This is again this example. If somebody can deny the presence of Lord Shri Krishna, and another people, they can kill him, there's a big difference. If you will deny the presence, if you deny the existence, it's of course it's also very bad. The atheistic people also mislead the people, but more dangerous when the people, they misguide and give so many misconceptions. Like last time also we spoke about sahaja, who is the more dangerous, like atheistic people or sahajas. And they also it looks like sahajas, they at least they can accept Krishna is supreme, but it's also dangerous. This is also dangerous, and who is more dangerous, atheistic people or sahajas also. I try to find some a comparison in between in the scriptures, but I cannot find. I don't know. I asked some devotees, maybe they can give me this information after some time, because the comparison between the Mayavadi and atheistic people is very clear. Is definitely here. But the point is, sahaja also, they also pretenders. They can tell, no problem, we accept Krishna, we should serve to Krishna, but they possess themselves like a gopi. Sometimes they I'm a gopi, I'm the gopa, I'm like this. They also mislead. It's very very dangerous. Some person who is coming to society, Krishna consciousness society, and they have association with these people, and after some time his consciousness also became very polluted, because they thinking everything is cheap, and everything is very easy to approach. Even in Srimad Bhagavatam, in 10 canto and 9th chapter, they have descriptions when Srila Prabhupada told about how we can meditate on the form of Yashoda. When Yashoda churning the milk, and she is bangles produce the sound, and he have the hairs is scattered, and they have some sweat when he's do like this, and you you can see the form of the picture when Mother Yashoda churning the milk for Krishna. And he told we should meditate on this particular object. But pointed some people, they want to be Yashoda. They try to be they try to meditate, and in the end of this meditation, they want to be Yashoda. But Srila Prabhupada told in this commentary, is 9th chapter, is still Srila Prabhupada's commentaries. His commentary is still Turin, yes? Turin chapter. Do you remember? Yeah, I guess. And he told this is very dangerous, even if you want to be Yashoda or any Krishna associates in Vrindavan, is also Mayavada. If you also want to be one of these Krishna associates. Because of this, Sahaja is also very dangerous. It looks like they accept Sri Krishna like a supreme. They accept the process. By the influence of this, is very dangerous for us. And next text, 269. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya continued, there are two kinds of Sayuja Mukti, merging in the Brahman effulgence and merging in the personal body of the Lord. Merging into the Lord's body is even more abominable than merging in his effulgence. According to the opinion of the Mayavadi Vedantists, the living entity ultimately success is to merge into the impersonal Brahman. The impersonal Brahman of bodily effulgence of the Supreme Lord is known as Brahma Loka Siddha Loka. According to Brahma Samhita, Yapsya Prabhaho Prabhavato Jagadananta Koti. The material universes are generated from the bodily rays of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yogis who follow the principles of Patanjali accept the personality of the Absolute Truth, but they want to merge in the transcendental body of Supreme Lord. This is their desire. Being the greatest authority, the Supreme Lord can easily allow many millions of living entities to merge into His body. The origin of everything is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan. And His bodily effulgence is known as the Brahma Jyoti. Brahmaloka or Siddhaloka. Thus, Brahmaloka or Siddhaloka is a place where many spark-like living entities, parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord are assembled. Because these living entities do not wish to keep their individual existences. They are combined and allowed to remain in Brahmaloka like so many atomic particles of sunshine emanating from the sun. If you have this desire, no problem. You can be merged in the effulgence of the Brahman. But again, you cannot stay for a long time there, because the nature of our existence to do something, to have some relationship, is very difficult to stay when you don't have any relationship. But if you have desire for some time, you can try. Because of that, the people, it's like madness. This desire is completely madness. And because of that, all our acharyas, they told we should preach against Mayavada. Because this is souls, all the living entities, they completely bewildered. They don't know what is good, what is bad. Like this society, what I told is the rat society. They don't know what to do with their lives. They have everything. They have like a good amount of money. Nowadays they have like these credit cards, and you can live like a full power. Of course you need to pay after for this, but at least for some time you can enjoy like anything. And because of that we should go and preach against all these misconceptions. Because these living entities, it's our brothers, it's our we have like all this spiritual family. It's like it's natural desire. When you see your brother or your mother or your son, anyone, if he have the problem, you want to help him. If you don't have this desire, it means something wrong with you. Of course, in the beginning, We don't have like this desire is like it's not so bright, but at least theoretically we can understand this is whatever Guru Parampara and our acharyas they want from us. And I want to read like small portion of Mayavada philosophy. Have like 1-2 minutes because it's from Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. Is third canto, 26th chapter, verse number 7. And it's an interesting point about Mayavadi philosophy. Material consciousness is the cause of one's conditional life, in which conditions are enforced upon the living entity by the material energy. Although the spirit does not do anything and is transcendental to such activities, he is thus affected by conditional life. And the commentary Srila Prabhupada wrote, Mayavadi philosopher who does not differentiate between the Supreme Spirit and the individual spirit says that the conditional existence of the living entity is his lila or pastime, but the word pastime implies employment in the activities of the Lord. The Mayavadis misuse the word and say that even if the living entity has become a stool-eating hog, he is also enjoying his pastimes. This is the most dangerous interpretation. Actually, the Supreme Lord is the leader and maintainer of all living entities. His pastimes are transcendental to any material activities. Such pastimes of the Lord cannot be dragged to the level of the conditional activities of the living entities. And conditional life, the living entities actually remains as if a captive in the hands of material energy. Whatever the material energy dictates, the conditioned soul does. He has no responsibility. He is simply the witness of the action, but he is forced to act in that way due to his offense and his eternal relationship with Krishna. Lord Krishna therefore says in Bhagavad Gita that Maya, his material energy, is so forceful that it is unsurmountable. But if a living entity simply understands that his conditional position is to serve Krishna, and he tries to act on this principle, then however conditional he may be, the influence of Maya immediately vanished. This is the clearly stated in Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter. Krishna takes the charge of anyone who surrenders to him and helplessness, and thus the influence of Maya or conditional life is removed. It's mean the people live on the toll. This is my lila. This is my lila, is my pastimes. But which kind of pastimes? Pastimes like if you like to enjoy. Okay, in the next verse also about this lila. In the commentary, this little bit down. What is the condition material? Yes. Yes, the Mayavadi philosopher's presentation that the living entity enjoys his pastimes by accepting the body of a hog, this theory is not acceptable. However, because the word pastime implies voluntary acceptance for enjoyment. This is the definition of lila. Otherwise, they misuse this word. We should fight with them. All this. Sometimes the people they ask Guru Maharaj, they ask our Guru Maharaj that why you don't write the books about Mayavada, how to conquer the Mayavada, how to defeat Mayavada. And he generally he tell already Bhagavad Gita is there, but you can see even on speaking strongly, or you can Bhaksidanta Vaibhava and Mother and Masters. This is the books is completely against Mayavada. This is all chapters give us the instruments, the weapon, how we can stop and finish these bogus ideas. Okay, if someone have some corrections, commentaries.
Hare Krishna. In the purport, it says that it's on. Actually, there is no bondage or misery for the living entity, nor does he ever lose his pure knowledge. So, I mean, that kind of hints on this. Hare Krishna. Yeah. So, Guru Maharaj gave this lecture, the fall of the jiva or something like that, and he mentions that the jiva never actually gets covered by material energy, but it seems as if he does. I'm still a little confused about that. Maybe you can explain that it's like, even though we're experiencing suffering, even though, it feels like it's real, like we're actually never covered by the illusory energy.
Yes, it's false identification. Like in this particular commentary, Srila Prabhupada gave like a vivid example when somebody can cut in a dream your head, but if somebody has this experience, maybe like some nightmare, you can see like somebody kill you, or somebody directly cut your head, and you feel pain. You feel pain. You have so much fear. You like somebody running to you with sword, and you have like so much fear. Sometimes people, they can wake up and still he is like running, like I don't know what happened. What happened? And understand this is only nightmare. But that person came to you and he like a cat caught you and cut your head, and you feel this. Completely feel he's cutting your head, like how is he like this. You feel all these things, and blood is there, and all these things is there, and you see his eyes, how he's cutting, and you feel all these things like real, but you see this from side. It means it's not you. You only see how it's going on. It means all these things is only illusion. And because of that, also, this is whatever we have this here now. We try to be like a family member. If we can try to be like a student, you like to feel like some football player or something like this. But this everything is like a dream, because our real existence in Galoka Vrindavana. Maybe Ayodhya, maybe like a Rama Lila, maybe Krishna Lila, maybe Vaikuntha. We don't know, but the spiritual world, like a spiritual reality. But because of this, is like now it's like a sleep, like a dream, and because of this is very, very like a very, very like a looks like a true, like a reality. Everyone thinking this is real. This is like of course it's real. It's not like a completely like illusion, but it is the illusion is like it is not our real existence. In that case, an illusion, but looks very nice. And even nowadays they have like produced some video games. The people playing video games, and they go. Sometimes it's very real. Of course, it's not like exactly now like our life, but it came more close. More and more, especially this is artificial intelligence. They nowadays now it's everywhere. They can they try to apply this artificial intelligence everywhere, and this has become more. In Russia, we have like one person who is writer. He wrote books about our life, then our mundane life, like whatever, like nowadays. And before Krishna consciousness, I read his books, and his books was really amazing, because he wrote the book about like our life, but he wrote the books about future, whatever will come after like 2, 3, 4, 5 years. In any book, when I read like on the books is coming, and you read this book, and after a few years, it's like reality. All this coming. This reality became like real, whatever he wrote in this book. And he wrote about this artificial intelligence. He wrote this like 20 years ago, something around 20 years ago, about this artificial intelligence, like how it will be, how this drones and all this like digital IDs, like how this. Nowadays, the people they're using this artificial intelligence for writing the books. Recently, they have like the book written by artificial intelligence, and this is like a very good book. No, really, like this almost like a writers wrote the book, and he wrote about this 20 years ago. How this artificial intelligence will make this the poems. Like you can put like which kind of poem you want, and he like according to this your desire, he can produce this special poem or some special book. And he told us the people will go to like a virtual reality, and they will live like a. This will be like in Matrix and all this is the very famous the movie. There's Matrix and all this is the person. They have some cable like this, and they have like another reality. But people also will live in capsules, and they have like this is all this like a virtual reality, and they have them special system of payment and special system of punishment and a special system of enjoyment. But this is coming gradually. It's also like will be very natural, and you cannot like recognize where is the reality and where is the like some artificial reality. What to speak about Maya energy? This is given by Shri Krishna. This is produced by Krishna. This is perfect. Maya is perfect. They can show us like, oh, you like this, you're like a Russian, or you're a Chinese, or you're black, or you're like you're a woman, or you're a dog. Perfect system. But point, this is illusion, and we can like destroy this illusion only because of Hari Katha and the holy name. Only this, and we can remove all these things. You can see Srila Prabhupada you can see the Srila Prabhupada pastimes. He's like all people when you see this how you call this the videos when we see following Srila Prabhupada and memories Srila Prabhupada memories. And all the people who was with Srila Prabhupada together, they can tell you like he have some special vision. He have some special understanding because he see the reality as it is, without some like Maya. Because he's like pure devotee, he see like what is going on real. He see reality. He see like how the spiritual soul, like a spiritual energy is acting, how material energy is acting. He saw everything, but this is spiritual vision. Shastra Chakshusha also, this is the true Shastra. And we can see examples, it's possible. It's not like maybe and someday you can approach. Even now you can see there's some part of spiritual reality and some part of some material activity you also can see, even now. What to speak if you approach the pure devotional like a pure devotional platform. Even now you can see. Something else?
I was trying to understand this statement more that you made about, you're saying that to desire to become an associate of Krishna is like a symptom of Mayavad, and I wanted you to explain more because I was thinking about it. It seems like obviously if a person wants to become Mother Yashoda, that's just like ludicrous, but it seems like that would almost be like symptomized by like Sahajism, like taking it very cheaply. So I wanted you to maybe elaborate on that more.
What is the first part of question? I cannot.
You said that if a person wants to become an associate of Krishna, then that is basically Mayavad.
No. If you want to be particularly person who is already exist, who is already exist, any. For example, if you want to be Arjuna, if you want to be Subal, if you want to be Nanda Maharaj or Yashoda, if you want to be exactly like that person. It's not like you can be like. This means the Prabhupada told you should be like this. Like you can like meditate on this quality, on these pastimes, on behavior. All this is this qualification. All this is this is the proper. This is like this we need to do. But if you want to be Yashoda, if you want to be Subal, and this is the Mayavada.
Like follow in the footsteps of the
yes.
People try to say.
Yes.
I see. So you're saying it's Mayavadi, not Sahaja?
This is Mayavada.
Interesting.
This is 10 canto, 9, 10. Can you pull? We'll read 10 canto, 9 chapter, shlok number 3. Yes. Maybe it's commentary. You can go with the guide. This is anyone who desires to be Krishna consciousness in motherly affection of parental affection should contemplate the bodily features of the mother Yashoda. It is not that one should desire to become like Yashoda. For this is Mayavada, either as parental affection or conjugal love, friendship or servitorship. In any way, we must follow in the footsteps of the inhabitants of Vrindavana, not to try become like them. Therefore, this description is provided here. Advanced devotee must cherish this description, always thinking of the mother Yashoda features, how she was dressed, how she was working, and perspiring, how beautiful the flowers were arranged in her hair, and so on. One should take advantage to the full descriptions provided here by the thinking of Mother Yashoda and the maternal affection for Krishna. But in the here, and this Mayavada also.
Become one with, yeah, that makes sense.
Can you explain that difference between that and like Sahajas wanting to be gopis? Like, I think that's why I'm trying to this question is like, on one end, I understand Prabhupada saying it's my vibe, but then it's like Sahajas say, oh, I'm a gopi, and they take everything cheaply. But it seems like it's almost a similar symptom of
yes,
like, my vibing.
Prabhupada, usually he's describe all the people who is not in Krishna consciousness. He called this as like atheistic people, as materialistic people. But all this as Sahaja and Mayavada is also atheistic. It means also materialistic. They also like they don't want to serve to Krishna in Krishna consciousness. And because of that, this is the borders in between the atheistic and Mayavada and Sahaja. And one commentary, recently also when I read many the Srila Prabhupada explanation in his books before this class, and one commentary I try to find this again, but it's disappeared and from my vision. But Prabhupada told Sahaja is the same Mayavadi, the same Mayavadi, but who don't follow some rules and regulations. But they also ultimately they envious for Krishna. They want to make him cheap, and this is all this impersonal Mayavada Sahaja. This is going from one to another like this. Of course, some discrimination is there, some things, but ultimately it's also materialistic, atheistic, and almost everything is same. This one sense is a very same but in another point some discrimination also is here. In the end, maybe Mataji have some questions. And in the end, I want to read, we have a few minutes. It's an interesting point also about when Krishna came to a Buddha. Also, you remember, you told us another, a Buddha, and then he came like a Shankaracharya. It's also a very interesting point from Jaiva Dharma. So, Vajranath asked Babaji, is this Mayavada philosophy found anywhere in the Vedas? And Babaji Maharaj told, no, Mayavada cannot be found anywhere in the Vedas. Mayavada is Buddhism. We read in Padma Purana, Mayavadam sasa chastram pachanam bodham uchyate mayaiva vihitam devi kalau brahmana murtina. It's Uttarakanda. In answer to question by Uma Devi, Parvati, Mahadev explains, O Devi, Mayavada is an impure Shastra. A law actually covered Buddhism. It has gained entry into the religion of the Aryans, disguised as Vedic conclusions. In Kali Yuga, I shall appear in the guise of Brahmana and preach this Mayavada philosophy. Vajranath asked, Prabhu, why did Mahadeva perform such an ugly task when he is the leader of the Devatas and the foremost among the Vaishnavas? And Babaji Maharaja told, Sri Mahadeva is Bhagavan's Guna Avatara. The supremely merciful Lord saw the Asuras taken to the path of bhakti and worshipping him to get the fruitive results and to fulfill their weak desires. He then thought, the Asuras are troubling the devotees to polluting the path of devotional service, but the path of bhakti should be freed from this pollution. Thinking thus, he called for Shivaji and said, O Shambhu, it is not auspicious for the material world. In my pure bhakti is taught amongst those who are in the mode of ignorance, and whose character is asurika. You should preach from Shastra and spread Mayavada philosophy in such a way that the asuras become enamored and they remain concealed from them. Those whose character is asurika will leave the path of devotional service and take shelter of Mayavada, and this will give me gentle bhaktas the chance to taste pure devotional service unhindered. It's amazing. Sri Mahadeva, who is the supreme Vaishnava, was at first somewhat reluctant to accept such an arduous task with which Bhagavan had entrusted him. However, considered this to be his order, he therefore preached the Mayavadi philosophy. Where is the fault of Srimad Mahadeva, the Supreme Guru, in this? The entire universe functions smoothly like a well-oiled machine under the guidance of Bhagavan, who expertly wields in his hand the splendid Sudarshana Chakra for the well-being of all creatures. Only he knows that auspiciousness is hidden in his order, and the duty of the humble servants is simply to obey his order. Knowing this, the pure Vaishnavas never find any fault in Sankaracharya, Shiva's incarnation, who preach Mayavada, listen to the evidence from the Shastra for this. It's amazing. You can see the Vaishnavas, they consider it Mahadev, they consider it Shankaracharya like a pure devotee. Because he is only follow the instructions of Lord Shri Krishna. He don't want. He don't want, because this is like a completely against. But it should be done. Because this is the plan. This is in the beginning, the Buddha came to stop this animal sacrifice. And then Madhavacharya or Shankaracharya came to smash all this Buddhism philosophy. And after this is Madhavacharya came, and then Ramanujacharya came, and then finally Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. It means is here. And also it is a very, very interesting point, and the same in Java Dharma. We have explanation then actually Shankaracharya, he wrote all his scriptures to glorify Krishna, to help the living entities to come the platform when they can understand Krishna is supreme. But his followers, this misinterpret, like Swaminarayana. You know this now is very prominent here. Yes, like we saw so many temples, Swaminarayana, Swaminarayana, Swaminarayana. But I heard in Guru Maharaj lecture, actually Swaminarayana, he introduced the worship of Radha Krishna. He is like a devotee, the devotee of Radha Krishna, and he introduced the worship of Radha Krishna. But finally, his followers, they put an altar with Radha Krishna. They, from some distance, they put the murti of Swaminarayana, and this is Swaminarayana murti came close for Radha Krishna, and then it became murti is here and Radha Krishna go out. And they start to worship Swaminarayana. But the meaning of his practice, he want to introduce to worship the Radha Krishna. And here's Shankaracharya, they misinterpret his message. And finally, it became like this. And this is evidence, we have a few minutes. This evidence from Shastra about why Shankaracharya accept this role. Is Padma Purana, Uttarakhanda. I don't want to read the Sanskrit because so much is there. It's mean, if somebody want, I can give. But this in Jaiva Dharma, everyone can read. In Padma Purana, Uttarakhanda and Narada Pancharatra, Vishnu said, "O Shambhu, although I am Bhagavan, still I have worshipped different devatas and devis to bewilder the asuras. In the same way, I shall worship you as well and receive a benediction. And Kali Yuga should incarnate amongst human beings through your partial expansions. You should preach from Shastras like Agama and fabricate a philosophy that will distract the general mass of people away from me and keep me covered. In this way, more and more people will be diverted away from me, and my pastimes will become the more valuable." It's amazing. Krishna asked to bewilder the living entities from him. He gave these instructions. Then yes, this is Padma Purana, Uttarakhanda, and then Varaha Purana. Bhagavan tells Shiva, I am creating the kind of illusion, moha, that will delude the mass of people, a strong-armed Rudra. You also create such a deluding Shastra. O mighty armed one, present fact as a falsehood, and falsehood as fact. Give prominence to your destructive Rudra form, and conceal my eternal original form as Bhagavan. Some of them, like many evidences there. We don't have to read all of them, but maybe in the next lectures we can speak about this more. Okay, Granth Arad Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Sankirtan Yagi ki, Jai.